Hi, what we're going to change out today is the light bulb. In this case, we're going to do the low beam. It's on a 2008 GMC, but I think that 2009, 10, 11, 12, all those are going to be very similar, almost the same, between this and even a Chevy truck as well. So what we'll do is go through the process of changing this out and how I normally get to them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out the air box here. We'll remove the top part, take the bottom out, and I'll show you how easy that is. And then there's a little support back here. I'm going to show this to you in more detail, and then you'll pull that out. So what you're going to need on the air box is a Torx 20 is the size, and it's going to look like this. All right, so this is a Torx 20. It's going to look like this on the end. We're going to take the 4 screws out of here. I've already taken a couple out, but just so you know, these are the Torx bit screws. This is from the top of the air cleaner box. We're going to pull these out, and I'll just pull one all the way out so you can see it. So then what you do is just take this top part and kind of twist it a little bit to get it out of here. It'll flex a good bit. The box is moving on me, and then you can kind of push it out of the way. So let me move it here, and I'll switch cameras on you in a minute. The one that's a little hard, there's one over here by this low side. This low side line right here is right here where this AC line is. There's a bolt right here. I say a little tough. You just got to come in from this back side of the line in here, like through this direction, and you can get to it. So then what we have here is the air filter box, and I'll lift it up so you can see. And then just so you know as well, there's these little tabs here. There's a couple, and they fit in little rubber grommets down at the bottom here. So we'll set this over here, and you'll see the rubber grommets that's going to snap back into. This particular truck, there's no flap in here covering it, so I'm going to back up just a little. And what you'll see is we've removed the air box, so we've cleared this out. And again, this is the passenger side, and there was a little flap in here that's been removed. Yours will probably have it, so you can just pull these out, and then you can see I can get to the low and high beam right here. This is the high beam here, the low beam's up here. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take the low beam out, which is here, is the top one in the GMC. Notice on the GMC truck, these are up and down. I think on the Chevrolet they may be left and right, so you have to get to them a little different way. But all I'm going to do is pull this out. Mine was a little loose, and here's the old one that I have in here. So we'll just unclip it, and then we'll put the new one in. And when I say unclip it, it's these 2 tabs on the side, this one here and this one. You may have to put a little screwdriver under it. Try not to break them. If you do, don't freak. It's not that big a deal. Here's your weather pack connector. Make sure the little rubber grommet is pushed back down on it and that it's there, or if it falls off, be sure to put that on there, because you'll definitely get some water up in there if you don't. So here's our new bulb. I'm going to pull it out of the pack, and I'm not sure if it matters on these to not touch the light if you can help it and get grease on it. If it's any kind of halogen from the old school way, then yeah, you normally don't want to get grease from your fingers on it, or even touch the bulb if you can, the element. So anyway, I've snapped it back in. I don't know if you heard the clip. And then what we'll do is put it back into here, into the low beam slot. So you kind of will slide it in. You'll feel it goes in. So I kind of went at a let's say I don't know, if you're looking at a clock, we'll go the 7 o'clock position, and it pushed in, and you can look at it from at an angle here if you're standing back and see if you got it in there, and then you just pull it up upwards. So I just put it, and it just pushed back into place. And here, let me show you where I was looking just a second ago, so you can see, that you can kind of see that you have it in. So if I look down through here on that, you can see that I've got it pushed in all the way. I put it about the 7 o'clock position and raised straight up. One thing you want to do too before you go put it all back together is let's go ahead and make sure the light works. So I cut the light on and it appears to be working, which is good. Yep, so we got low beams. If you want, while you're here, hit the high beams and they're working good too. So it's just a good thing to do it while you got it apart, because we all know how that goes when you put something back together, you didn't check it, and it's like, crap, I gotta take it back apart. If you look here on the bottom part, these two are at an angle, and you'll see there's 3 different holes down here with rubber grommets. There's 2 that it go in, and so it'll be at a diagonal that these 2 fit into when you put it down in there. You definitely want to get this thing to snap back in there. So when you get it lined up pretty close, it'll push in. So then it just pushed in right there. And then once you do that, what I'm going to do, just because it's easier to get to some of these screws up here, I'm going to kind of rethread this in here a little bit on my top cover and rethread it in here just by hand. So then we'll put our air cleaner back on too. And remember, the bolts sticking up by the AC line down here sometimes can kind of jam. So we'll slide this in, get it fit on here. Make sure you fit it good or you'll get crap sucked into your motor. And yep, I think we're in pretty good shape here. So we'll go ahead and screw this down. And again, it's a Torx bit 20. I'll just kind of start this guy. I'm not going to snug him in. I just want to get one or two started. We got that. And then this is the one that's a little tricky. We'll go ahead and let it get tightened. And again, you don't have to crank on it. Just kind of snug it up. It's good enough. Take that. And then I'm going to hit these 2. I just kind of did those before just to kind of seat it up. It's probably not critical you torque it or do anything like that to keep it square. It's not that sensitive. Well, that's how to change the passenger side light bulb on a 2008 or ish, plus or minus a few years, GMC Chevy truck. And one thing I wanted to show too, I actually was just thinking about, the bulb I have is a Sylvania brand, but it's a H11, so you could probably cross-reference that if you want to get some different ones and put it in here. I'll kind of put that up close. So it's a H11 is the model, and this is what it looks like if you're looking at the box or something. I think it's pretty generic GM type light element. Anyway, hopefully this helped out. I'll probably do another video on cleaning the lens. This thing's hideous, so probably sand it down, wet sand it, and then we'll buff it back out. If you've got one that's really bad, you definitely need to sand it. Anyway, peace out.